Back, you're watching S8 Today. Now, the first ever Mr. and Miss Albinism South Africa pageant has been announced, and the pageant hopes to create a platform to uplift and inspire the lives of those living with albinism. To tell us a little bit more, we're now joined by Godfrey Mphatswe, who's the founder of Mr. and Miss Albinism South Africa. Godfrey, thanks very much indeed for joining us. I'm surprised, I suppose, that it's taken this long to have this pageant, and maybe you can tell us why you decided that it was time to have it.
Hi, Mr. Ndoro. I'm very happy to be on this platform. Yes, it indeed took long, and that's why, as Godfrey Mphatswe was like, okay, South Africa, it's like the center of it all, The African countries are supposed to be following us in the trend, but now it happened the other way around. And this was inspired by me. Like I was invited to Mr. and Miss Albinism Zimbabwe to judge them. And I as well went to the Malawi one. And I was like, I need to incorporate this when I'm back home.
All right, so tell us about why create a pageant specifically for people living with albinism. What are you trying to do?
Okay, what's happening is like people with albinism are marginalized. They are not recognized, and they are being killed. In South Africa, it's a bit better. But if you go to other African countries like Malawi, we experience a lot of killing around them. People are having superstitions around them, like they can do muti with their body parts and so on. They think there's luck around them, So we're trying to address that and to show them that these are the normal people, and like anyone carries those genes. Like it can be you tomorrow having a kid with albinism, so it can affect anyone, So we are bringing it in a pageant format in order to show people like these people have skills. They can be lawyers. They can be everything that anyone can be. And what I see, the fashion industry, it's really closing them out, because they're not accommodating them. And even people with albinism are scared to come out because they can see that our lives are in danger. And with Mr. and Miss Albinism South Africa, we're saying we cannot have that. And we're here standing in advocacy to fight the stereotypes and break the boundaries.
All right, so there's a lot of issues that people living with albinism clearly are facing. And I would imagine that, anyone that's different in any way will be subject from time to all kinds of prejudices that might even affect self-image. And I suppose celebrating them on stages perhaps can be uplifting.
That is indeed uplifting. Like I saw when I was in Zimbabwe, and when I was in Malawi, that really they need this. And they even tell us like, wow, thank you so much, because we are scared to go and enter pageant because we don't have what it takes. And they are looking down on themselves. But it's not because of how they feel. It's because of how the society make them feel. They feel like they have kind of disability, And now in the ones who have entered the pageant, I have ones who are engineers, I have ones who work for government and so on. So it just shows that these are normal people. They just need to be accepted and be incorporated into the society.
All right. So what kind of pageant is it? Because nowadays pageants come in different forms and formats. Tell us about yours.
Okay, ours really, we're not looking at creating it as a mainstream pageant, like they operate. We just wanted to, it's in a form of awareness. It's in a form of awareness, and as well as uplifting them, restoring them, so that they can stand as well in advocacy and for people with albinism as well. Because we are looking at incorporating them in every sphere, of life, and as well they can be able to represent South Africa in bigger platforms, because we want to build them to be on TV, to be all around the world.
All right. So typically, how does the pageant run? I mean, do they get asked specific questions about social issues? Must they be working on projects? What are the criteria?
Okay, the criteria here is going to be like this. So we've started, we've introduced them into the space. So we'll be giving them tasks, and we'll be having as well training and session to incorporate them into society in a form of charity events that they'll have to work with the community and with their individual provinces and municipalities. So at the end, like on the crowning, which is next year, March, we'll be looking at the project they were involved in and how did they come about bringing them to life. And as well, there'll be specific question around that. So yeah, it's going to really follow how the pageants are done.
How many entrants are you hoping to attract?
No, we've already actually finalized. We had like 50 girls who applied, and we had 15 males who applied. Then we had to shortlist. So we shortlisted 17 ladies and 13 gentlemen.
All right. Tell us, without giving us names, some of the qualities that you've already seen from this year's contestants.
I was actually so moved because one of them is studying like as a pilot, and then there's the other one who's about to complete his CA, and as I said, others are working in government spheres, and we have others who are still in tertiary, and it really shows that we need these people. They are normal people. Yeah.
And what feedback have they been giving you about the experience so far?
So far, it's like we are a family. It's so great. So I'm always looking forward to join them on the WhatsApp group, because that's where we touch bases on what's happening, how far they are, and they really appreciate the platform, and they're so happy and can't wait, to be on the space and be on the stage on the 27th of March.
Thank you very, very much indeed, Godfrey, and good luck. We look forward to it. I hope it gets televised. I think it could be quite exciting. Thank you so much, and good luck.
That will be great, and I'm hoping you can push the SABC there to televise it.
Wonderful. That's Godfrey Mphatswe, who's the organizer and founder of the first ever Mr. and Miss Albinism South Africa.